Hello, I'm Pat, and I'm looking at HG's book, Fuel. On opening the book, I'm immediately taken by the dedication at the beginning to the appliances. Actually, it doesn't only say that, but you need to read it and then the book to understand what it means. As HG explains at the start, this book is all about the very thing that narcissists cannot live without, fuel. Only control would rank equal to, or higher on occasion, than the receipt of fuel, so it's very instructive and helpful to learn the insight of what it means, who and what provide it, and what provides it. The details of what fuel is and where it comes from are very interesting. What HG calls fuel is often referred to by many others as narcissistic supply, or sometimes just food. Well, we all need food, of course, but HG explains that it's much more than just sustenance to stay alive. It fuels a power inside the narcissist. What is fuel? Well, we all like it when somebody says something nice to us or praises us. Of course we do, because these things make us feel good, happy, gratified, a bit warm and fuzzy. But if somebody keeps on praising us time and time again, we do start to get uncomfortable and a bit suspicious because it becomes too much and feels false. We like it when it feels genuine, but we don't need constant praise, and we don't do things in order to get that praise. As HG explains, narcissists don't think like that. A narcissist simply cannot receive too much praise or flattery. Not only would they never recognise there being too much in the first place, but they do things solely to receive praise or an emotional response, and so anticipate it. One of the things HG has often mentioned is how narcissists see the rest of us as appliances, not people. And in this book he goes into more detail of what this means. He also tells us how narcissists obtain fuel, from the first meeting through to ensnarement with all that positive fuel, and then moving on to negative fuel when the relationship gets to devaluation and perhaps beyond. He goes into detail and gives some fascinating examples of how he has obtained fuel in various ways from various connections or appliances at various times of the day or night. What I found particularly interesting is the nature and sources of the fuel, the categories of people providing fuel, how the fuel is delivered, and particularly the value of the fuel to the narcissists. That was quite surprising. He gives lots of examples of these things, showing the balance and the importance at each stage, and he goes into some detail of what fuel does for a narcissist, with scenarios to illustrate the effects at each stage of the day. But what if the narcissists do not get the fuel they anticipate and believe they deserve? What happens to them and to their construct of their selves then? And if you are ensnared by a narcissist, can you ever escape? Really escape? Ever? Well, you'll need to read the book to find out, of course. Bye.